Hi everyone, I just wanted to share with you a quick message because I really felt this was really important for Lightworkers right now. And I know that these past 2 years have been quite difficult for many of us, and we have felt a lot of fatigue, a lot of tiredness. We have felt sometimes really crushed also by the heavy energies that we, kind of empath from the collective, because as empaths we tend to absorb all these energies and take them onto us. And I know that it can really be a very heavy burden to carry. So this left us really these past months in a state of, kind of almost sleep. And we could really feel this lethargy also during these winter months. And that was also necessary for us to actually integrate all the trauma that has been occurring on this planet for the past 2 years. And it was really a huge thing to integrate and assimilate. And we also needed to assimilate the new energies that were coming in at the same time. So that was really a big load of stuff to take in, and it's totally understandable that we felt so tired and kind of crushed. But now the message is really clear for this spring, and especially the month of April. The message is really we need to take action now. We need to really step outside of this lethargy. We need to stand up, and we need to start building what we really truly want to see in this world. Even if it's baby steps at a time, even if we don't know exactly where we're going, because I really have this image, from the tarot card, the Two of Swords, where you can see this lady with, a blindfold on her eyes and two swords that are crossed in front of her chest, which means that she's kind of stuck in this indecision. She doesn't know which path to take. And also in the background you can see some water and the moon, which indicates that she needs actually to listen to her intuition to know which path is best for her. And that's really the energy that we are stuck in right now as Lightworkers, and that we need to get out of. And one of the energies that we need to integrate and to go towards now is the energy of the Chariot. So I can see the Chariot, moving forward and moving triumphantly also towards his goals. Whether there's, bumps in the road or rocks on the road doesn't matter, because there will always be these kind of challenges that we need to face. But the Chariot just moves forward in a triumphant way, in a very, confident way towards what he really wants in life. So, it's just this call for Lightworkers to start now, and to also take advantage of the energies of spring, which we can really feel now that are coming up, that are rising. And the month of April, I've talked about this in my 2022 forecast. It's going to be a pivotal month on an energy level, really important month. And I think that everything that we actually initiate this month is going to have a great impact for us, and certainly we will bear fruit from what we initiate right now. Some of us will bear fruit even, at the end of this year. Some of us will be maybe in 1 or 2 years, depending on the project. But there's really this message to go forward now with what we truly want. And also a message that I heard for some of us is a lot of people have been, trapped in this indecision I just mentioned, and we just need now to make this decision, make a choice, concerning a certain subject in our lives. So this is also something that really came through very strongly. And taking action doesn't mean that we have to wait for everything to fall into place, for all the conditions to be gathered. That's the trap of the ego. The ego says, I will move, I will do something once I feel that all the stars align for me and that everything is already in place. No, that's not how the universe works. The universe actually reacts from our own actions and intentions and decisions. So we need to take the first step. And a lot of people also are waiting for things to happen before they, initiate something. So whether it's an event, a world event, on a political level, on a, maybe spiritual level, or even in the media, you know, when is it going to come out? When are all these revelations going to come out? And they wait that something is going to be like, there's going to be this big shift that's going to allow us to go into what we truly want and go into the new earth. Of course, there are some energetic shifts happening throughout all the year, and April is one of them, but it doesn't work in the way that we think it does. It doesn't work in the way that we have to wait for these events to occur, and so we can, you know, take the first step. And I also wanted to mention the 3 days of darkness, because I know this is something that comes up regularly in the collective. It's something that we have been talking about for many years, and it has come up in the past 2 years a lot, because I know a lot of people are actually waiting for these 3 days of darkness to occur, and waiting for this big shift, you know, for humanity that's gonna, you know, wipe away all the darkness, and we will finally enter the new world. But again, this is also a kind of trap, because actually the 3 days of darkness comes from the Apocalypse, you know, the book of Revelations from St. John. And it's really interesting because a couple of days ago I was actually guided to read the book of Revelations, to read the complete text. And it's very interesting because obviously we can see some similarities in the energies that we are going through in the past years on Earth. But we need to remember that it's actually an allegory, and it's not like literally what's going to happen on this planet, you know, and it's just like a kind of evocation of what is happening. And I see the 3 days of darkness not so much as an event that's going to happen at a certain date, but more something like a process that humanity is going through, and certainly going through during, you know, these past years, where we could really see this dark night of the collective happening. And that happens really in order for us to see the shadow of the collective emerge, to actually, you know, perceive and become conscious of it, so it can be healed and transmuted. And that's really, for me, the 3 days of darkness. And there's also a reason why it comes forward again so strongly right now, and I'll be talking about this in my next video when I will be talking about a subject in particular. So again, the message here is really, we need to take action now. We need to step out of this kind of lethargy that we have been in the past months. We needed to integrate, we needed to assimilate all these traumas and these energies from the collective that were really heavy. But now it's, you know, it's like we're being told, just be, you know, don't look at what's happening outside in the world. Don't wait for anything to happen, and start looking at your life and start taking the right decisions for you. What is more in alignment with our souls? What is more in alignment with what we want to build in our life? Because again, when we have a project, whether it's, I don't know, build a house, for example, we don't wait for the house to be there to actually start working on the house. And a lot of people, they wait for proofs of the new world, of the new earth to be here to actually start building the new earth. This is not how it works. When we want to build a house, we need to call maybe an architect and work on the plans. We need to buy some materials. We need to start working on the house. This is, you know, how gradually we build something, and that's exactly the same thing that is happening for the new earth. And once we will all really, you know, find our own unique gifts and talents, and then we can really unite together with these talents and gifts, you will see how incredible it's going to be when we start building all together this new earth. And the time is now. Sat Nam. See you soon.